Hey everybody, I'm going to return to some of my Catholic work here. I actually have no commissions right now, and if any of you have any requests for for commission work, you want to have me do some art for you, I would love to do that. Go to my website www.opuslilium.store. But in the meantime, if you just want to hang out and watch me draw and paint or listen to my banter, I'm going to return to this piece here. Now I'm going to show you guys something. I have two depictions of the Holy Family so far. This one is kind of a more like down to earth, simple outfits, Joseph and Mary walking around the child Jesus. Now this one, now before one of my spiritual director priests moved parishes, he wanted me to do a large painting of the Holy Family. I think I still might do it even though he's moved parishes, but here's what I'll do first. One thing I've been envisioning is, so far a lot of my Catholic work has been stickers. So I have this lily here. I have Saint Teresa of Avila here, and these are done in Krita, with my black lines and my simple shading. But I kind of want to push my art a little bit further, and so I'm thinking about anime style like posters. Like you walk around at an anime artist alley and you're looking at all these anime characters, and you buy these posters, put them up on your walls. What if I took that style that I've made before and created art of Jesus and the saints and people like Moses and things like that? I think that would be great. Now I'm going to use a lot of the skills I picked up over the years as an anime illustrator and animator and put it into this piece that was supposed to be a painting. I think I still want to make it a painting, but I want to make this, putting a little bit of pressure on myself, make this, one of the better artworks that I've done, maybe even the best artwork I've done in my whole life. A little bit of a loaded goal, but I think it's good for me to shoot for, since I'm doing personal work, passion work here, not a commission. I'm not on a time crunch here. Only on a time crunch in the sense that I want to make my best work before I die, and I want to make sure that this type of work really, has an effect on people's lives. Just drawing attention to the Holy Family, Joseph, Mary, and Jesus. I have a sketch here, and I'm not really sure yet how I want to approach the rest of the sketch. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit darker here, or reduce the opacity, and start really like coloring or drawing. Now I used to have my own like pencil brush, but I think the Procreate HB pencil is good enough for the purposes of this project. I'm just going to take like a mid-gray here and just really treat this like a pencil. And you can angle the pencil here, if I want to kind of sketch, brush things like that. But I'm going to really treat this like a traditional piece, and just kind of get in there and draw. So Saint Joseph, I'm just going to stay very loose with my strokes here. I've drawn a piece with this pencil before, a long time ago, with some of my original character work. Now I want Saint Joseph's hair to be kind of short, and you can see with some of the strokes here, I'm very much a comic and anime artist. I'm not a painter, and I think now too, I don't necessarily need to use the pencil as eraser. With other brushes, I use the same color as an eraser. I think we're just going to use my ink brush and just have a solid eraser there. Yeah. So honestly, this brush is already kind of putting me into the flow of how I draw, which is a big plus, because I was using the other color brush to sketch before, but this already feels so much better. I'm happy that I chose to use this HB pencil. Now, I know Joseph in iconography does have longer hair. Now, in the other piece, I want it to be more down to earth. In this one, I do want to go a little bit more into the iconographic. So I think I am going to try to give him a little bit more longer, majestic hair, actually. But not too long. Just have some waves in there. Let's give him a longer nose. I have his eyes facing this way. We're going to keep it sketchy for now. I'm going to use a light touch, just like if I'm sketching, real traditional art piece. I use a light touch, light pressure. Take advantage of the pressure sensitivity of these technological tablets. I don't want the eyes to be too big here. I think actually using an airbrush is better as an eraser, in case I don't want to erase too much. Yeah. Just kind of throw some value in there, throw some hatching lines. I saw some, you know, Da Vinci or Rembrandt pencil drawing, and it's actually so amazing the way they were using hatching and cross hatching back then to create form, you know, with just a single black line and or being a single black medium. So I'm just gonna toss that in as I go. Now the end result of this, I want to look like an art style that I've been kind of looking up a little bit called AFK Journey is a video game, and I thought that art style looked really good in that. So I want to kind of emulate the style there. So ultimately I have this pencil sketch, but the pencil sketch is not really going to look like the finished work. It's just going to sort of guide it. We're going off of the earlier sketch that I did, and who knows how many passes are going to be in this piece, really. I don't really know yet. Now, since we're iconographic, I really wanted Joseph's shoulders to be broad and like have him be muscular, you know. And you know, really thinking about it, he probably was quite muscular. I mean, he's a carpenter, he's a laborer, you know, a man of the ancient world. So let's get his hands quite big and tough here. Okay, we have his robe. Get a nice long sleeve in there. Now, if I had a, it's kind of hard to use the angle of this pencil because it's not a real pencil. I just kind of have to go with the programming here. But if I had a real pencil, I would already kind of be trying to make some line weight here. But we'll play with it using the Procreate HB pencil. Yeah, we'll play. Okay, so I was thinking maybe like some kind of cloth that kind of goes over him like that. You know, they use that in iconography. This sleeve might be a bit long, so maybe shorten it. So do we have a topic right now? I don't know. I think maybe shooting for excellence, shooting for my personal best, just like talking about the meta of that is kind of what I do all the time, but I really should get to the specifics. I put in my notes like specifics and reps. Like I want to make a lot of these pieces, you know, really shoot for my best work every time. And so what are some specifics of this piece that I want to get down? I want to have a solid sketch, you know, really push the best of my style that I've ever really put out. And just address any problems as they come. We're not looking at a time crunch here. I want to make this beautiful. I really want to make this beautiful. Let's go to Mary now. I'm just trusting my sketch here. It looks like I had her head tilted a little bit. And let's create some contour in her face here. I have the angle of her eyes kind of simple like that. Of course, both of them going to be looking endearingly at Jesus. I don't know how much of a smile I want here, but just endearingly. Maybe a slight smile. I mean, you're looking at your kid. She would be looking endearingly like that. I thought The Chosen had a really interesting scene where Mary was describing. The apostles were asking her, what was giving birth to him like, and she was like, well, he needed my help. He had to be cleaned up. He was dirty, and that's real talk. Like, we talk about the Bethlehem story. Joseph and Mary were poor. They found a manger. He was born in like a little where farm animals were. A manger is like a eating trough. So probably where they put hay and, animal feed. Okay. So the angle I have of Mary's gesture is like this S curve here. So like that. Just gotta be careful with my strokes. I have what is the gesture I have here? Oh shoot, I lost the color. Let's put in a hard color right here just so I drop it in case I lose it. Yeah. Okay, so where is her arm? I had it over here with her own little mantle coming up that way. A little bit of a shoulder rise. I'm gonna remove that real quick. Yeah, the cheek came out a little bit too much here. Let's pull that in. Trying to stay true to the sketch here. Let's have her hand over here. Now we'll get to the face of Jesus. God incarnate in a little boy. Now there's a lot of depictions of the child Jesus, and I've been looking at a lot of them. Now in the other one that I was doing, I wanted him to be an innocent boy learning to walk. Now this other one here is probably going to be more along the lines of the finding of Jesus at the temple, maybe, a little kid, but exuding the wisdom and glory of God already. So that's why a lot of pictures of the child Jesus already have like him with like preaching hands, with blessing hands, and I want him to kind of want him to be looking up at God the Father here. Like in here, like, okay, he's looking up, but he's kind of like looking in wonder, maybe looking at his parents from side to side. But in this one, I want to have him looking up at the glory of God. To his Father in heaven. And a lot of times we have the child Jesus like looking at the viewer, but I think for this one, I feel that it would be more fitting to have him looking up at his Father in heaven. I don't know. I might change my mind. But we'll see. I didn't really sketch out much of his features. So we'll kind of figure them out. He's a kid, so he's going to have a large cranium. Anime. So let's give him some big eyes here. Something like that. Nice little expression there. And that eye looks really weird. Might have to mirror that, because the eyes look really weird and imbalanced. Let's mirror back and forth. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. The cranium kind of got crushed on that side there. Gotta balance it out. That's something about me. When I try to do heads, symmetrical heads, I tend to kind of mess up the symmetry of them. It tends to happen. So we're gonna keep him, sort of a simple tunic, cinched with a rope, which is usually how, the Holy Family is displayed. With Mary, maybe a sash rather than a rope. Okay, something simple like that. The medieval artists were very good at having these soft hands with delicate gestures, even among men. Very good at drawing beautiful hands. So I'm going to try to work on that when I do these, because there's going to be a lot of hands in here. Joseph, clutching the lilies. Mary with her hand on Jesus' shoulder. She's going to have another hand here, maybe like, kind of like just gesturing towards, look at my son. And then maybe Joseph, I don't know if he's going to have his hand around Mary or hand around Jesus. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going to put his other hand. Because there's a lot of people, Joseph being celibate, like, the history doesn't really know, but Catholic tradition says Joseph did honor Mary's celibacy with his own, and to have him touching her feels like it's not that he would never hug her. I'm sure, of course he did, but it feels like it would betray that traditions, like, of the Catholic faith. And so I'm going to try to navigate, like, where should his hand be? Like, it's going to be behind both of them. But I think that angle is fine. So should he have like kind of a hood here? Maybe not. So with Joseph, browns and greens. With Mary, reds and blues. And with Jesus, we want white and brown. Those are kind of the colors I want to go for. Now, we had him in sort of this forward stepping pose. Okay. Just trying to get the shapes in there. Legs, a little bit of a wide stance here is what I sketched out. Maybe a little bit of twist in his body, bringing the center line slightly to the left here, as this leg is gesturing forward. A little bit of what I call the Yo-Yo Shinari tilt, like a little bit of dynamism in standing poses is pretty good. Where Yo-Yo Shinari's, a lot of his characters kind of look slanted almost, and yet still balanced. So I'm kind of getting that right here. Kind of slanting to the left. So cinched in, and then we'll have like a shorter like tunic right here. We want to keep that dynamism in our lines. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks good. It already looks quite good. When we eliminate that original sketch and bring it back to my pencil drawing, that looks nice. It looks anime, and it looks Catholic. Yeah, this is what I'm going for. So this looks good. We're getting to the right place here. We are taking my, I've always wanted to be able to translate my traditional skill to digital, and I feel like this brush, the HB pencil, is getting the job done here. So now we'll finish Saint Joseph. Maybe a double, robe here. I don't really know. I'll figure something out. Now, one thing I noticed in a lot of Catholic statues is that they always like make sure the knee is like pushing on the clothing so that you can see like the pose of their the gesture of their pose. Now I have Joseph's legs kind of stepping towards Jesus, but then that ends up making kind of him bringing his legs together. And I think I might adjust that to kind of something maybe what I feel might be manlier, which is like maybe a wider stance. So maybe just let me use the side of my brush here, just trying to gesture his legs in. Something like that. I'm using the angle of the pencil, the Apple Pencil, trying to get thicker lines here. I really want to make sure my proportions are good. Are their legs too short? Hold on. No, I guess it's fine. I had Mary's feet all the way up here, but again, it might make the legs a little bit short. So Mary's legs together here, feet together, and then maybe like the sash right here. Yeah, the way I draw lines is much more exciting than what I do with color and paint. And you can definitely see the anime influence in the way that I draw, and I think I'm already quite satisfied with this so far. Jesus doesn't have any hair. Let's get some hair in there. Now a lot of depictions of Jesus had like curly hair. I mean, I think I want to go something average, like slightly wavy, maybe not quite curly, but definitely short. I think at this age, a kid can already have quite long hair. Let's just imagine, they've been giving him some haircuts. Ears here. Now his eyes look off. Something about, anime eyes, you can really grant that childlike glow to an eye. And where's his chin? More cheek, more bottom plane of the chin. Let's make him look young. Don't want him to look too skinny. Something nice. Maybe longer on the front. Get some bangs in there. Something like that. Yeah, it looks like a little anime kid. Might be too much forehead. We're gonna have to play with this one later because Jesus does not look as good as Mary and Joseph in the way I drew him. Maybe it's because I don't draw that many little kids, to be honest. So we're gonna have to work on this. It's gonna be a little bit longer on the flow of the tunic here. I want the gesture to be good here for Jesus. Taking a look at angles. I want to push a bit more these curves, the S curves. Kind of silent for now, just kind of concentrating on this. I think this looks nice. This looks very nice. All right, I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break here because I'm not sure how to move forward. Plus, it's kind of getting hot in my car. I might relocate, but and also just kind of refine my approach to this because, again, I've been kind of improvising. I'm not really sure what the entire approach is going to be, but I do think it looks very nice. I think this looks unique. I think this looks uniquely me in the way that I draw, and you know, considering you know, what I'm moving toward as far as art goes. So I think this is good, and we're going to take a bit of a break here, and we'll talk to you guys later. God bless. Bye-bye.